to our How to Build School Culture in a Virtual World. My name is Jason, and I will speak very little. And instead, joining me today, I'm very excited to welcome Donna McNeel and Mary Hazdovac from Albiani Middle School. Hello.
Hi, guys.
We are going to give them the most of the mic time today. So everything today, our conversation today is all about building school in, don't slap me for saying it, but in this like new normal that we have for schools right now. But I think the coolest part about this is that everything that Donna and Mary are going to talk about is also going to apply no matter what happens next semester or next year, as we move to hybrid models, as we move to, back to school, totally normal models. I think the reality is that for our kids, their culture and community online is growing in importance, and in a lot of cases as important as, and depending on the kid too, as important as their on-premise climate and culture. So these tips and these tricks that Mary and Donna are going to talk about today are going to last forever. So I'm just gonna see if this works. I'm gonna make it work. There we go. So we just finished we've been doing some research over the last few months as well, and recently, and what's prompted this series of webinars that we're going to do is through October we did an educator survey. This is US wide though, and we asked, the first question was, what impact are COVID-19 restrictions having on school culture and community? And of course, it's not surprising, to see that 83% of respondents responded with negative. Although interestingly enough, and I called out even positive comments, there were some people that thought that this is actually having a positive impact on their culture, and there was comments to back that up. So I thought that was interesting, and we have the full survey results will be available after, but with 83% of everyone feeling like, we're having negative impact on our culture and climate, and so many people commenting on things like mental health and social engagement with students and their parents and our educators and our administrators, I think it's really important that we start to share more ideas around how to do this, and how to create our connections, our community, and our culture, and make it positive during this time. And interestingly enough, because I know Mary and Donna are going to talk about like some of the amazing tools that they use, when we asked what were the most common tools they were using for connecting and communicating with their communities, I thought it was kind of crazy that email, websites, and simple things like SMS and text messaging still represented the majority of those tools, even though they have very, very low engagement rates. They're not interactive, they don't really provide any type of connection for our community. They're just more broadcasting information. And so I think there's still opportunity here to, be innovative about how we use tools. Not complicated though, and I want to make sure we separate those two. Innovative does not need to mean complicated. So those two questions prompted me to come back to some of the amazing educators that we're so fortunate to work with, and some of the amazing schools at Minga, and see what they're doing. And that is why we're doing this webinar series, and why, more importantly, we have Donna and Mary, because I follow what they're doing. I feel honored and privileged to get to spend some Zoom hangouts with me. Donna even told me the other day I'm one of the only people she hangs out with these days, because she's so overwhelmed with school. So I do feel very honored and privileged just to get to talk to them about what they're doing. And they always have so much amazing energy and are doing so many fun things with their school that I'm like, what, we need to get you guys to share. So that being said, I am going to turn it over and let you both do a quick intro. I know, intros are not needed for you two, especially if you've ever been to a CATA event. You definitely know who Donna and Mary are. But I'm going to let you guys intro it, and I'm going to really give it over to you guys to take it over. So thanks again, everyone, for joining this. If you have questions, please post them into chat, or just at a natural pause, unmute and unvideo yourself or unmute yourself if you're too shy to unvideo yourself. And we look forward to having this as a discussion. So Donna and Mary, it is over to you.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. And I guess, Mary, we could start with our slideshow, because the slideshow really, really does kind of tell us
Yeah,
our
it's got a
background.
little story. We like to tell stories.
Yeah. So is this in PDF or is it in slideshow mode, Jason?
I put it in PDF, but if you want, I can let you share your screen, Donna, so you can just drive.
How about
I can share the screen, Donna.
let Mary do it?
Hey, Mary, you're on.
I've been multitasking way too many things today. So I'm like, anybody been like multitasking a lot today and you're kind of, I can feel you. But anyway, well, hi, everybody. If you're an activities director, can you if you're not an activities director, can you turn off your camera real quick? If you're not, if you are, can you turn it on? Because, as activities directors, we don't mind having our screens on because, we're kind of out there anyway. But okay, look at all these activities directors. Yes.
Hello,
Okay.
hello, welcome.
Welcome. Awesome. Yay. All right. Everybody can do whatever you want with your screen now. But so this is my 25th year of being an activities director. And I've been in Oak Grove Unified for that long. This is my second school year. And I just got a partner to help me out, which is Mary. This is her first year to really be an co-activities with me. So I'm super excited to have her here with me and to help me. But basically, we love doing activities. So we're just going to share some things that we have learned today. And I don't really think it's anything crazy awesome. You're probably already doing it, but I love it when people help me. So I want to give back to others today. So that's kind of why we're here. And we love Minga. I know it's not a Minga thing, but we love Minga. We got t-shirts on and everything. So Jason asked us to do it and we said, yeah, we'll come. So, but Mary, share our story and share a little bit about you too.
All right. Okay, so a little bit about our story, and Donna, I have to keep an eye on the chat for me because when I'm sharing my screen, my chat never wants to pop up all the time. So if something comes in there. Okay, so a little bit about this is our story. So I am a PE teacher. This is my 6th year teaching, and so I got a job at Albiani Middle School. I moved from the Bay Area, and at Albiani, I met this amazing activities director who was like a unicorn because everything she did was amazing and magical and unique and one of a kind. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because I love all things activities. I love my leadership class when I was in middle school, all that jazz. So then we started hanging out and it was so much fun. And then one day we were on a Disney trip and Donna said, you want to be co-activities with me one day? And I was like, yeah. So this is officially the first year that I'm co-activities director, kind of a little bit last year, but I actually have a leadership class this year, which is very exciting. So the past year and a half, I guess, I've been like an incognito activities director with Donna. And it's just been really great being able to work with her, and it's just great to have a partner in crime. And so now our little school in Elk Grove has not just one unicorn activities director, but 2 activities directors. So it is very, very exciting. But one of our biggest things that we like to promote to everybody else, and this is also kind of what we talked about at CATA though, is that finding your blessing. Fun fact, a group of unicorns is called a blessing. Who knew? So we want you guys to find your blessing, and that really is something that Donna and I always talk about, is how we couldn't do this job. I'm blessed that she didn't just say, cool, take activities, bye, and I'm leaving, because I would be losing my mind. And I'm not sure how she did this job by herself with all the things that she does. So we definitely want to say, find your blessing. And even if you can't have a co-activities director, just have someone that you can at least vent to when the days get crazy.
Yes.
Or to bounce ideas off of, or just to meet, because you just need another person to help fill your emotional well to do this job. And we need that as teachers anyways, but as activities directors, you know, we need to have that energy for all of our things and everything else. So definitely find your blessing to help share ideas. And now you guys are all part of our blessing. You are honorary unicorns. So
Yes.
welcome to the blessing. And like Donna said, there's things I'm sure that we're doing that you guys are doing versions of it as well. And if there's other things that we're not doing that you're doing that is amazing, we want to know about it. So, you know, we're here to communicate with you guys and to share ideas and stuff as we go along.
Okay, so Jason, you're gonna have to tell us when to cut us off or whatever to tell us when to stop talking. So activities with a purpose. A long time ago, I was at CATA, and many of you probably have heard of Teen Truth. And I was in this workshop, and he was talking about, why do you do activities? Do you just do activities to fill your calendar? And I was like, that is a really good question. So now I deliberately do activities. My kids know that we do it with a purpose. It has a meaning, whether it's to connect with school peers and teachers, whether it's to practice a certain behavior I want them. If I tell kids, I want you to be kind, it's kindness revolution. We have this whole thing about wear orange, show your part of the kindness revolution. Well, if I want them to be kind, then I need to create ways for them to practice that, right? And I need to create events that are engaging, so they would like, oh, I'm doing kindness. Yeah, this is kindness, and it's deliberate, and we can do it. So we create things, activities with a purpose, community service activities, which are fun, but they don't really feel like community service, because when that name comes to mind, it's like, oh my God, all these hours, all things you have to do. And then everything has a meaning and everything has a reason. And that's what I tell my kids, whether it's 200 kids showing up at LTA or 25, we are making connections with kids, and we're trying to create a diverse activity so that we can connect every single kid. I have a 16-year-old, or she'll soon to be 16-year-old, and my heart breaks whenever she doesn't feel connected to school or something like that, because that's my job as an activities director, is to connect kids. So we work really hard for that. The number one thing that we do is we pick a theme at the beginning of every school year, and we kind of stick with that theme, and it's kind of the glue that holds everything together, whether it's advocacy lessons, whether it's activities, all those things are coming together, and we pick a theme. And so last year, before we even knew all this was going to continue, we picked kindness is my superpower, because not only do we need to be kind to others, but the number one person we need to be kind to right now is ourselves. So that is our kindness superpower. And so everything this year is superpower themed. So as we go through this, you will see it. So that is my first thing, is to pick a theme and do it with a purpose. And yes, we will be sharing this PowerPoint with you guys at the end. Definitely, we'll be doing that. So
yeah, so we've hyperlinked a few things on this slide. So this is our PBIS website, which I'll click on and show you guys a little bit. And this is just kind of where it's like a resource area for all things PBIS, positive behavior interventions and supports. And it's just, you know, to make that connection to our families. We have all these kind of just quick little, these are Canvas that we made on the Canva app. Our 3Bs, items with Zoom calls and stuff, you know, all this stuff out that in this day, we have to make sure that we have all this information out to parents as well. But anything that is PBIS and activities, all of this kind of stuff is here on our website. And then, yeah, go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, and this is really easy to make. We made this website on a Google site, which is free. And then we just, because our website is it's very hard for me to change things on. So I just gave this link to the person that does our main website, and then he connected it. So then it's really easy for my students, and I can go in and change the website. But everything you need to know is updated on a weekly, maybe daily basis for student activities. And I just dropped the link in the chat so you could see that. But that is a Google site, so it's free, it's easy to make. A couple other things that we have used. I'm a big fan, just like of Minga, I'm a big fan of hashtag I Can Help and Kim Carr, and she is rocking it. And right now, digital citizenship is a huge piece in our world. So I highly recommend you getting connected with hashtag I Can Help, because she has a lot of tools that have really helped us to be able to connect with our students' social emotional learning. So, and then Houston Craft, I went to his opening, what was it, somebody shouted out, remember the roadmap or whatever at the beginning of the school year. So that helped us help us create our PBIS kickoff. We're a huge PBIS school. I believe in it. I breathe in it. I think it's the foundation of our school. So if you want to know about PBIS, I could probably talk your ear off more about that too.
Yeah, that'd have to be like a whole nother webinar.
That would be a whole nother one. Yeah. So.
So anyway, so we wanted, and then ECPR is one that is supporting like the emotional, what kids should do if they're feeling stressed, if they're feeling like suicidal, all that kind of stuff. And it also has tips for kids if they have a friend that they know is struggling with mental health, and who they can go to, some resources and stuff for them. So we've been using that a lot with our advocacy lessons.
And all those lessons are on Work to Be Well. And if you go to that link, and hashtag I Can Help helped them create all these lessons, and they're free on Work to Be Well website. And so we've taken their curriculum and adapted and created videos, which we'll talk about a little bit, but all those videos are on our PBIS website. But it's great content, you guys, that is all ages. You can do it K through 12 to use those in your social emotional learning.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is our Jimmy, as you can see also in our backgrounds as well. Jimmy the Falcon is our mascot for our school, and we've always loved making him a little cartoon. We use them in our journalism class. We use them on everything. So Donna mentioned that we have our theme, so you can see our superhero Jimmys in here. And we use him to promote everything. He is on every single thing that we publish on, that we put on Minga, that we put on any other kind of social media website. Anything with activities always has Jimmy. And the way that I've explained it to my leadership students is that we want kids to know that this is CAMS because Jimmy is on it. And I said, I want you guys to like practically brainwash them that if they see a Falcon outside of school, or they watch the Jimmy Fallon show late at night, they're going to think of Jimmy Falcon and our school. So everything has that theme. And so we work with a graphic designer, and she created this Jimmy for us. You can see our logo here, the kindness is my superpower. That's everywhere, especially like on all of our kickoff items. We had this one created for our Veterans Assembly, which we just did that obviously for Veterans Day. She just does a really great job of making it, anything that we want. We're like, hey, we want Jimmy, to be flying, and she makes it for us, which is really great. And then this is Dr. Squawk. He's Jimmy's arch nemesis. He's very negative about a lot of things. So he's really fun to kind of mess around with, and the kids kind of created that character, which is really great as well. And then more Jimmys, just Jimmys for everything. And this is our graphic designer, so feel free to use her. She's really great about, getting anything done, any kind of design and stuff like that. She's worked with some of our other schools in our area as well. And then the kids love stickers. We love stickers. I love stickers. They're all over hydro flasks and everything, right? So a lot of times we get these Jimmies created into stickers and we give them away as prizes. And it's a really great thing right now because a sticker can fit in an envelope and we can send it to a kid if we need to. It's also easy just to throw in. We've had some students who they came in, they joined our school partway through the year just recently, and there's not that connection to come on campus and the student's going to show you around. So a sticker and maybe some other kind of swag from the school is easy to give to a kid and to kind of make that connection. So we really like to use our Jimmy, and to we're bugging our graphic designer all the time. She doesn't mind though, she likes it. she loves doing all this kind of stuff. So if you want to cartoon and emoji-fy your mascot, definitely ask her.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the chat. So I've used Sticker Mural and I've used die cut stickers, and die cut stickers are cheaper. Just FYI, okay? They're because I've used both of them, so they are cheaper. So thank you. And I learned die cut. I think I've learned them. I think they do. I can help. I think they do Houston Crafts, but they're a little bit less expensive and really, really good to work with. I see some questions about graphic designer, the cost. So that's not my wheelhouse, but I can find out that information for you about what the cost is for her. So yeah, we can get that for you, your information. Also, you guys, whatever you're doing for your whole school. So our theme is for whole school, not just for activities, but it's for whole school. But I really talk to my kids about branding your school, branding it and making it something that they can make a connection. I really do feel like, since we're in distance learning, that our kids have this connection. And I know it sounds so corny, but Jimmy Falcon is a connection for our kids. Like, they see that. We created this stand-up Jimmy Falcon that we're putting all over the community. So when we have like fundraisers, they go and get their picture with the flat Jimmy, and that's how we're making connections. And then the yearbook is using those pictures for their yearbook spreads, which is nice because, I mean, how are we supposed to make a yearbook this year, right? It's all based on your activities, right? Because we're the content that feeds the yearbook. So if we don't have any activities, then what's the yearbook going to base on? Zoom pictures? I mean, that's all they got, right? So we're trying to create, so we got a flat Jimmy and we got a flat Dr. Squawk. And so they're all over, they're going to be popping up all over our community so that kids can make those connections. But I know it sounds corny, but Jimmy does really bring a connection. And when you brand your school, it really does help bring your kids together.
Yeah, all right. I might have an answer of the pricing by the end of all of this. I just bugged our graphic designer right now, so we'll see if she gets back to me. All right, so Donna, I'm going to let you chat about this. This is our CAMS TV, which is our TV journalism class.
Okay, so I teach 2 classes of leadership, and I also teach TV journalism. We also are a CTE school. So if you can get your CTE credential, ASB directors, CTE leadership falls into that, and you can feed into a high school. And there is lots of money out there in CTE land that I had no idea. So I am a TV journalism teacher too. We produce a TV show once a week. We have the luxury of doing an advocacy class 30 minutes a day, on Monday. So all teachers have to teach this advocacy class, and that's where we do our social emotional advocacy lessons, and we do the Today Show with Jimmy Falcon. It's all student ran. They create the segments. We have anchors. We've been doing it on Zoom. So if you want to check that out, you can join our Jimmy Falcon YouTube channel. And then we started something, what I found is, being off campus and distance learning, kids are more likely to watch videos of other kids and being more engaged. So my kids have like put out challenges, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and getting other kids that aren't in leadership and aren't in TV journalism engaged. And then they are coming on the show and doing that. But we did something called the 411. So every event, we create a video, and my leadership, they just hold up their camera and they make a video of a 411 on every event, and we shoot that out to kids. And again, it has some kind of connection like, hi, my name is Donna. Here's the 411 on the Panda Express fundraiser. We send it out, and it really has helped promote and connect kids to our school. But they're very visual, so we have found that has happened. But this is our main way of communicating student activities. Even if you don't have TV journalism, WeVideo is a really good tool that you can use online to edit video. I don't think it's really that expensive for the paid version, but you can use the free version. It just has like their watermark on it. But even Mary's kids, when they do 411s, they can edit their own thing on WeVideo. But so it doesn't just have to be a TV journalism, but I really feel that making videos and using that way to communicate information has really helped us through distance learning.
Yeah, and one of the other flip sides about that is that with distance learning, I mean, who wasn't stressed when we said that everything is going to be online, and we have to like figure out what Zoom is, like perfect Google Classroom, plus plus all these other things, every other kind of application. So when we give our advocacy lessons, our staff just loves that everything is just a video and they just have to press play. So not only is it engaging for the kids are used to seeing everything as videos, like Donna said, but it's also really easy for our staff just to press play. The information for sure goes out. It has the energy that we want. If we're saying, hey, come play Among Us, if you put it on the slide, then the teacher's gonna be like, they're playing Among Us. Okay, next one, right? Not all of them, but there's some staff that maybe isn't into the whole unicorn thing, and that's okay. But we want to make sure that it's easy for them to pass on our information. We can't do this alone. So you have your staff members, you want them to have that buy-in. So if they just press play, then they are all about it.
And with every video you send out, you've got to send out a challenge afterwards. You've got to get some kind of connection, right? So here's this video. So then you want to send out some kind of connection afterwards. So we're going to share some of those connection activities that we have done with them after we have these videos for them to interact with it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Our advocacy lessons, again, we've talked about it. I really encourage you to connect with your counselors on campus because they have been a real support to us. They do something which is called Mindful Mondays. So I don't know about your school district, but our school district is really encouraging us to do social emotional learning and to support our kids with tools. And again, if we tell them, don't be stressed, then we have to give them the tools to not be stressed, or how to deal with their stress, because they are going to be stressed. So again, not only are we activities directors, but we are climate and culture creators, right? We create that climate on the campus. We create that connection. I really feel like that us as activities directors, we're not there just to provide activities for students, but we're there to provide support for our teachers, whether that is an easy lesson to share for them to be all on the same page with the same message going out in advocacy, or that is finding ways for teachers to recognize kids, which is easy, but us behind the scenes kind of doing all the legwork for them, because right now they're really stressed with lots of things. So advocacy is so important, and I think it's like the hub of our climate and culture right now in distance learning. We are a PBIS school. So Mary, you want to talk about Falcon Feathers and Student of the Month and all that stuff?
So our Falcon Feathers, we implemented before distance learning, and it's just a little piece of paper that looks like this picture on here. And teachers just fill out thank you for, and they write down what they saw the kid do, or what the student did that was being their best, safe, respectful, responsible, or just out of the ordinary. And teachers have given these feathers to students for holding open the door, picking up trash, turning in assignments, being the only kid to turn on their Zoom camera, or, you know, whatever it is. But it's a way to get the kids engaged. And if we were in person, then they would hand them the feather and say, thank you so much for doing blah, 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 blah. And then they would put their feather in a box, which we called our nest. And then we would draw names out of the nest. Now that we are virtual, all of their names go on a wheel, which is called the Wheel of Falcon. They don't get to find
Yes.
though, unfortunately. Yes. And so we draw their names virtually on the wheel, and then they get different prizes, which is anything from, we've connected with a lot of restaurants and different companies in our area. And so we have like some Chick-fil-A gift cards that's like for a free ice cream cone or a cookie. In-N-Out has coupons that they've given us. So if their name gets pulled, then we have like a variety of coupons that we can give them. And sometimes we send them out. Sometimes we have them just in the front office so that they can come swing by and pick up their prize, because we don't have a ton of money for postage right now. So it makes it a little tough to send out that many things. Our student of the month, we've been working really closely with our counselors again for student of the month this year, and they have come up with a theme for each month. And this past month, it was empathy. And so we tell the students at the beginning of the month, hey, student of the month, teachers are going to be looking for students who are empathetic. And then the kids who are creating this video, so it's a 411 or it's a separate video, and the kids explain what it looks like to show empathy, compassion, and all that kind of stuff. And then our teachers nominate students. For digital versions of all, usually we have a lunch, we give them free lunch and everything, but obviously we can't do that. So we have them come on a Zoom call. And since we don't have to provide lunch, we've invited way more students. So teachers got to nominate like 6 kids, I think we let them, right? I think 6. And so they all come on and we recognize them. We say, hey, 8th graders, turn on your cameras. Everyone else turn off your cameras. Ooh, good job, congratulations. 7th grade. Teachers can kind of say a little something if they want. And then we usually pair it with some kind of activity like a Kahoot, or we like to play Guess the Disney Song as the kids are coming in, and we play a Disney song and they type in the chat, and the first one to get in, we're like, yeah, you get a Chick-fil-A card, or again, whatever things that we have to give away. So it's a lot of giving away prizes, a lot of recognition, but it's a way that teachers feel that they can recognize the students. We have teachers come to the Student of the Month lunch as well, which is really great too, because it's another opportunity to make that connection with the students. So, and sometimes the students are really quiet, which is really great because they might not always go to some of our LTAs or lunchtime activities. So this kind of might give them that extra little gentle push to join in some more activities and stuff like that. And again, our counselors are involved in the Student of the Month as well as our SEL activities. They've been really, really great because this is the information they want to be able to give out to students, but they don't necessarily have that opportunity.
And then your leadership students, I really have my kids plan the activities for Student of the Month, whether it's a Kahoot or Would You Rather game or the wheel. They create all those things. They send out the invitations through email. They send out all the Zoom links. They screenshot all the certificates that are made and they email out. So if you're thinking of things, what can I do with my students? There's so many things that they can do because they can email out. And so I just have them email at everything, and I have them CC me on everything because that way we can make sure that they all get sent out. If a kid goes, I didn't get it, I can double check, but there's plenty of things. And if my 7th and 8th graders can plan this, they did a fantastic job yesterday doing it. And I think that anybody, and these are kids I've never even met, that we are doing this on Zoom. So it's not like I've had these kids for 2 years or anything. These are all new kids that are learning these skills online that are doing this.
Yeah, and I don't know if we have a separate slide for it, but there's been a lot of times where I was lucky my first year teaching a leadership class, and I had the first group of leadership students for distance learning, which wasn't stressful at all. I wasn't on the phone all the time with Donna, like, what should we do with these kids? And I kind of had the first batch of transitioning activities to digital. And the best resource that I found was just to ask the kids, because they are living it right now. I don't know what it's like to be a middle schooler doing distance learning. And there were a ton of things I said, okay, guys, usually we would do this activity. How should we do it? And they, like Donna said, they come up with so much of it. They're like, we didn't think they could email each other through Synergy. Our platform is Synergy. And we were like, oh my gosh, did they email out all these people? The kids were like, we can do that. And we're like, I'm sorry, what? We like gave it to them, and then like in a matter of seconds, they like had it all done because they are whizzes on the computer. So, you know, trust your kids. Of course, you know, there's some that you're like, but like, you know, give them a little bit, let them prove it to you. And they've just done really great. So our students have just been absolutely fantastic with all of this. So we like to create diverse activities. So again, our student of the month, it reaches out to a large amount of students, different kinds of students. You see the quiet students on there. You see the students who are super outgoing. We like to play games. So we just did our Among Us LTA activity right before this. And we know that some of you guys, I forget who it was, but someone had said that they just did it and they had 200 kids. It was their second time doing it. So amazing. And then even on top of it, one student said, I don't play Among Us. Can you do another one of these, but play Roblox? And I was like, I don't know what Roblox is, but that sounds great. So, you know, again, letting the kids kind of make suggestions and kind of go from that. Today with the Among Us activity, I saw so many students that I have not seen yet in our activities, which was just really cool to be able to. We even had a student from last year who came on because her sibling goes, she's like, I just missed this and I wanted to do this, which just like makes us feel so great, because a little sad, but so great, you know, that because we want them to be able to make those kinds of connections. And then we also have spirit days. And for our spirit days, after we just did one for the week of Halloween with Red Ribbon Week and everything. And so every day that we have a spirit day, we suggest that the kids post their pictures on Minga. And then the most spirited, the best, the most outgoing photo, then that student wins a prize. So if they want to participate in that, then again, they take their picture, a little selfie, decked out in whatever they want. Tomorrow's our Falcon Friday, so we encourage all the kids to wear red, white, and blue and get all decked out. So we're encouraging all of them, take a picture, don't forget, post in the gallery on Minga so the kids get to see everybody, and we want to promote it that way as well. So.
Yes, and we have Minga as one of our platforms, but also we use Google Classroom, which we'll talk about a little bit in a little bit. But again, when we want to promote Spirit Days, we use videos. Mary's kids did this awesome video for the first Falcon Friday of the year. Our superhero theme was involved in it. So they would look up into the air, and then they would be in their normal clothes, and then they would, you know, change, because we can do it in video. They'd snap their fingers, and then they would look like a superhero in all their red, white, and blue. So we created this video, and then we promoted our Falcon Friday of the year, and we got a lot of participation in that. But our kids today want to play Roblox. My kid plays that. We're going to look into that, which is an online game. And then I'm sure if some of you have some ideas about some digital games, we would love to hear anybody else that are doing some LTAs online. So
Definitely.
if you want to shout it out right now, that would be awesome. Anybody else have any LTA? I see staff appreciation in there, which is so important right now, which that's the next thing that my kids are working on, is staff appreciation during the holiday months. But anybody else feel like they want to share anything right now about LTAs?
I'll share if that's okay, from Cameron High School. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Just because we're a high school and we scored really high on our MTSS, or we had a co-vitality survey, and we scored really high on empathy. So We were 85% of the kids felt that the teachers were empathetic. So we were really proud of that. But every Wednesday we have our ASB cabinet convo. And the week before I push out, we're a Renaissance school as well. We're a Renaissance school, so I push out the Harbor Renaissance video. We have monthly themes, and then one was on stress and time management. And then people join us at lunch. We only allow Google, not Zoom. And it's a cabinet convo, and kids come in and just talk about the video or talk about what stresses they have. And then we have guest speakers. And it's lunch, and it's every Wednesday. And we just did being grateful for the small things, and we showed a video on gratitude, because it's gratitude for the whole month.
Yes.
And boy, we had like 75 kids jump on, and my ASB president and the cabinet's amazing, and they really had a good classroom. For the whole lunch, and they make really good connections. So it's a fun thing to do too. And I don't say a word. I like mute myself. Yeah. Kids talk the whole time.
And that's great, because these things can be used at both middle school and high school, right? And so thank you so much for sharing that, because kids want to make a connection. And so us just providing a unique platform that's unique to your campus. We're just kind of sharing what we're doing at our campus, but everyone has unique things. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. That's an incredible idea. I love the opportunity for them just to have conversation about it, because without everybody being on lunch together and break, they don't get to have that immediate like reflection about those topics. So that's really incredible. I like that. I want to do that.
So we're a real school of like just creating challenges and getting kids involved in school. And so what I did when we went to distance learning, I was like, Mary, how can we still keep doing all this, but do it virtually? So we still do Student of the Month. We still do virtual Spirit Days. We're still doing community service outreach. We're still doing our Veterans Assembly and Acknowledgement. We're still doing as many things as possible. We're just not having dances. Like I do not want to have a Zoom dance party. I just don't want, I don't know. If you can teach me how to do a Zoom dance party, then please, I need to learn from you, because I just can't do that. But any other challenge, bring it on. So we created the COVID competition. We are about to start the 12 days of giving. If you look on this slide here, the little Jimmy at the bottom, we have what is called the nest. And if you have a Google Classroom for your grade levels, just know, like, I can't do more than 500 kids per nest or per Google Classroom. So I didn't know that when we first started. We're a school of 1,400. So I wanted one nest. Well, that wasn't going to happen. So now I have grade levels of different. So we have the nest, and that's where we've posted all our challenges. Now, secretly, I want to move it all to Minga, because Minga, he did not tell me to say this either, but I just do, because then I could just do it all on Minga. But we do use Google Classroom the Nest, which is a cool name. You could call Minga the Nest, but we just, whatever. But we do COVID competitions, which is my TV journalism kids. They present the COVID competition, and in October it was either you can bake a cake, or you could carve a pumpkin. And so this is one of our winners. Ava, look at that. That's a brain she created, like this beautiful brain cake. I mean, if you go onto our Halloween special, you'll see all these amazing cakes these kids can make. I couldn't believe it. All the amazing pumpkins. But I think we had like 80 submissions altogether, which I thought was really good. And then and then my kids judged them, and then we like presented them, and they all got prizes. But that was through the Nest, and also we posted pictures on Minga. Now, we have not started. We start December 1st, and I'm super excited because we're starting the 12 days of giving, and it is exclusively on Minga. And I'm doing that because I'm trying to make more kids go to Minga, because for me, if you have Synergy, it's so hard to email kids through Synergy, all this kind of stuff. So we're doing everything on there, and it's give, get, go. You give a challenge out to the students to do something in the community. You get a riddle, and if you get it right, then you can win prizes. Your name goes in a drawing. And then you have to go and find Jimmy Falcon. And then the 12 days, he's going to be in 4 locations in the community. So each day they get a clue. Day 1, they get a clue. Day 2, they get a clue. Day 3, they get a clue. And then on day 3, they go find him and they take their picture. They post it on Minga. Then it goes on, and it's going to be 4 different locations. And so then their name can be, if they go to all 4 locations, then their name can go into a drawing 4 times for a grand prize. So the kids created this. They're creating their Canvas. I don't know if you guys know about Canva, but I love Canva. It's a great online digital tool to create posters or posts. And they can post those on Minga. But that's going to be super cool to do, which is our 12 days of giving. But challenges using Google Classroom, if you don't have Minga, is a great way for kids to post assignments. And also we do the Wheel of Falcon. If you go online, you can find the Wheel of Names. It's a free thing, and you can upload kids' names in there. And we've used that to do random names. So that's how we've created challenges on our campus.
So another thing that we've done to help kind of build up that community, and also, I mean, we want to support the community as well, is we've been doing a lot of fundraising and spirit nights. And we've done a couple of them already. So we've done Chick-fil-A, we just recently did Chipotle on Tuesday. We did Panda Express last month. So we've been trying to do one every single month. And really we just kind of go and we just ask if people would do a fundraiser. We've connected with a lot of our other middle schools and with our high school that's next door to us to see kind of where they've done fundraisers. So, you know, we know that we know which companies will specifically do fundraisers. So I know Chipotle's done, Chick-fil-A and Panda Express has done fundraisers with other schools in our community. So it's been really great. We have Leatherby's coming up, which is an ice cream like diner restaurant up here near us. Ice cream is so good. I'm so excited about this fundraiser. But we also, it helps to promote like getting the kids out there. And then even when we go and pick up our food, our first one at Chick-fil-A, there was like a ton of people in line and everything. And we kids who were like, hey, hi, and like hanging out their cars and saying hi and waving and stuff. So it's just like another way to build that connection, that communication. We use Minga to promote it, which is really great because it's easy we have parents on there, we have students on there. For this last one with the Chipotle, if you ordered on the app, then they used a code, which was great because it rained on our Chipotle fundraiser. And so I think we were afraid that it would deter a lot of people from going because they had to drive out in the rain and, you know, everything else. But we had a ton of people who used the app, and the code was on our Canva, which was on Minga, which means that they're going to Minga and they're reading our things, which is very awesome. So we have a ton of things that they use. Go ahead, Donna.
And Chipotle gives you the most percentage out there. They give you 33% of that night.
Yeah.
I think Chick-fil-A does 10, but Panda Express will do it all. They did it all day for us. So you could ask them, it was like from 10 to 8 or something like that, or I'm sorry, 11 to 8. So everybody does different things, but you still, and Chipotle gives 33%, like unheard of across the board from anybody else giving you that much percentage. And so that is how we're funding. right now I'm having a hard time fundraising, like asking people to give us money for our school because it's such a hard time. So I understand that. So the only fundraising that I'm doing right now is through Spirit Nights, Food Night. People have got to eat, right? People are going out to eat. And I kind of asked my PBIS team and my parent consulting, like, how do you guys feel about this? They're like, yeah, this is not like you're asking just for donations and things like that. People are going to go eat. So, and people have responded well to it. And it's been a really good fundraiser for us. I usually do Snap Raise, which is a great fundraiser, but I really didn't feel in my heart that right now was the time to ask people to give money to our school when, yes, we do have a need, but everybody has a need right now with that. But these are some pictures also from our kids that have gone to the fundraisers. And an example of a Canva that a kid made.
Yeah, and so it's also really great because then the kids, we ask them to take a picture with their food that they got or at the restaurant, or this was before we got our really awesome cardboard cutouts. So this was one that I made. And then a teacher was like, hey, we can buy them. I was like, wow, that's way better than me making them out of paper. And so when we have our cutouts at the places, then we encourage the kids to take a picture and stuff with them, which is really cool. And so they all go on our Minga, and so the kids get to see everybody who's going and stuff. And it's really great to have that connection outside of everything else, which is really great. And then also, again, just Donna has taught me that just ask, the worst that they can say is no.
No,
When Yes, exactly. So, and with with all of our different coupons and stuff that we give out with Leatherbees, Donna said, hey, maybe they can give us some coupons. I was like, I don't know. Like, who knows? They just asked. So I asked them and they said, yeah, sure, we'll give you some coupons. Said, what kind of coupons is that? I don't know. She just gave us coupons. And she ended up, the manager at Leatherbees gave us coupons for a free Sunday, small Sunday for kids, which is really great because that's like a good amount. And she gave us a ton of them, which was really, really awesome. So again, the worst that they can say is no. And you'd be surprised how many, different restaurants and just people in the area want to support schools.
And In-N-Out is a big person that you don't think will give you things, but they will send you coupons if you have their email. I can get that and we can blast that out too with, but they'll give you a percentage and they give you a free hamburger. They give you these little coupons, free hamburgers to In-N-Out Burger. So it's really easy to get those. They'll give you a whole bunch of them. So Mary, we can show them that one, but I want to show them how we promote it on Minga too in just a little bit. But go ahead and do the flyby and then we can show it on Minga too.
So our flyby is what we have basically called our drive-through pickup materials, because when school started, kids needed textbooks and everything else. And so with the Falcon flybys, we've paired it with, we've tried to make it exciting and for the kids to come through, we want to give away things. So it's paired with picking up supplies and materials. And we've done two of them so far. So one at the beginning of the school year and then one at the beginning of our second quarter, because some teachers had items that need to be passed out. And so we had stations where they could win prizes. We passed out our SOAR rewards, which is for getting good grades. They got rewarded for that. This last one we donated to Blue Star Moms and the Elk Grove Food Bank. And so if they brought in donations to those, then we gave them a little candy prize. And then we also had our staff volunteer for it, and they get to see their staff in person. And I have to tell you, it was something. There are days 3 to 6, I think, were the times that we did it. And after sitting on Zoom, my brain is fried. And I was never okay, let's do this flyby. But then once you get there, it's just incredible. I mean, we're all teachers and we know that seeing the students in person just fuels you for the rest of the week. And that's all that you needed. And so it was incredible to see the students in person and then also for the students to see the teachers in person. Also, all of my students look way taller in person than in Zoom, and it freaks me out every time. But it's just a really great opportunity to make that connection and to be able to set that up for teachers and staff to again, it just energizes you to have that in person 6 feet away, connection there. So it's been really great, and we promoted. Our first one was Falcon Flyby Save Your Supplies from Dr. Squawk. So the kids came up with a squawk, and he's like stealing things and stuff, which is really great. And then our one at the beginning of second quarter was called Camp Cares, because we're giving back to the community, and that was our big one that we pushed back. So which is just really great, and the kids feel great giving to Blue Star Moms and the Elk Grove Food Bank as well. And I think, Donna, did we have that video?
Yeah, it's down in the notes. So let's just show you what a flyby looks like. I don't know, Mary, did you share your sound? I don't know.
I believe I did.
Okay. So people actually decorated their cars. We gave out pizzas. We gave out ice cream. We gave out as much swag as we can. We had them order spiritware ahead of time so they could pick it up. And it was a really good vibe there. And parents really appreciated us trying to connect with their students. So, whatever you're doing on campus, don't say you can't do it anymore, because when there's a will, there's a way for you to get that done digitally and virtually. So I just want to show you what we're doing on Minga and how we're promoting different things. This is our Among Us. Mary, you can talk about it. She's the Minga queen to me, so go ahead.
You can't call me a Minga queen when Jason is on this call.
He's the Minga king. Okay, sorry.
I'm more like a Minga princess.
There you go.
So this is obviously, we promote all of our activities here. We like to use the calendar a lot because the kids get to see when it's happening. We like that they can tag their photos and everything in the gallery, so you can see all of our pictures in the gallery, which is super, super. I don't want to add to it. Just kidding. I just want to look. And so we have a ton of kids. This is all the Chipotle pictures. We had kids just started posting pictures of their pets, which was super awesome. Our CAMS TV did a segment called CAMS Creatures, which we got from Tony Johnson. So
yes,
for that idea. And so they all sent in pictures of their animals, and we showcased them on there. And then now they just started putting a bunch of their pets and stuff on here, which is great. We love that they want to share, that. And then these are all of our photos from our Red Ribbon Week. So disguise yourself from drugs. And, we did chalk it up. So we had students create pictures on the sidewalk to be drug free, which was really great. They posted their artwork. So you can see that there's just a ton of things on here. The gallery, they love to use the gallery because they love posting and sharing all of that kind of information. And then obviously our main feed that has all this kind of information and everything else that we're using. We like to use Houston Crafts Kindness Journal. We're doing that this month. And the kids are responding to the Kindness Journal. They're submitting it into the Nest. And then they win prizes for that. This is kind of everything that we're using is in here, and you guys all know Minga, how it all works and stuff, so you can see all the feed with all the other groups and stuff that I'm in and everything like that. So again, more pets. They love posting about their pets.
Mary, show them the groups, because we do have teachers that use it too.
Yeah. So in our group, so we have our different clubs. So we have our Albiani All-Stars that we work with. These are my PE classes. My 6th period PE is kind of unique because it is half leadership students and half of our ILS students. So Minga is the way that I communicate with my leadership students, because with ILS and with the special ed students, they need more one-on-one. So I use breakout rooms a lot. And so I post the activities for the day, and then the leadership students then, so this one that we did today was doing balancing skills and gymnastics. And so the students then respond, oh, I'll lead this one and everything. This is how I communicate with them. I don't like Synergy. Synergy takes a long time to email them, respond back. It's not as easy on my phone to respond back to the kids. So I have the kids who communicate with me through Minga, and it's way quicker and way easier. We have, we have Vibe Tribe, which is just it's a club on campus, but they just talk about things that aren't school. So this is where a lot of the pet pictures are happening and starting, and the kids just kind of chat to each other and they ask each other how it's going. And you know, just kind of like a feel good kind of group to work with. And then let's see, I want to see Miss Campbell's group. I don't know if I have her on
Yeah,
here.
theater does a lot. Theater.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of teachers that are on here, which is really great. We have a group called Chick Chat, and it's, you know, just for girls just to chat and connect and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff on here. If you guys are interested in, you know, browsing around our Minga a little bit more, just let us know. We have no problem. You know, we can share all that with you guys. But
We can share the secret code.
Secret code. Don't tell anybody.
That's what we call it, the secret code. But I think we have really talked enough today to you guys, which again, I told Jason, I said, Jason, we're probably not doing anything that these people aren't doing. So I know that you guys are all doing amazing things. Jason, thank you for having us here. We're big fans of all the, like Minga, I Can Help, Houston Craft, you know, Jostens, Herb Jones, all these people in CATA that have really supported activities and really giving us things to be able to use virtually. So thank you, Jason, for your support and helping us through digital learning.